Annabelle Lawson tipped her head back against the rough bark of the oak tree on the hill and laid a hand on her stomach. Her heart pounded uncontrollably. She'd always feared this day would come, that after all these years, Magnus would be bold enough to contact her. She took a deep, slow breath, telling herself that at least this way she'd been warned that he had returned to London. It would have been excruciating to meet him unexpectedly somewhere. Not that this wasn't excruciating enough on its own. Meet me at the gallery. Her stomach began to churn. He wanted to see her, but how could she see him? She had not forgiven him for what he'd done all those years ago. He'd ripped her heart to shreds and stomped on it. He'd treated her appallingly, inexcusably. He was her brother's vengeful enemy and had no heart of his own. No, she could not see him. It would be too painful and agonizing to revisit all those feelings. A cool breeze fluttered the letter in her hand, and Annabelle gazed beyond her easel, down the grassy hillside toward her home. Or rather, her brother's home, which she had been struggling to capture on canvas. She folded the letter and stuffed it into her pocket. Picking up her palette and brush, she took a step forward, but stopped and laid a hand on her stomach again, waiting for the churning sensation to pass. She had not felt anything quite so intense in years, she realized suddenly. 8 to be exact, because that was the last time she had dealt with Magnus, the day he left England for America, permanently. She had been so very relieved that day, relieved that he would disappear and never bother her or Whitby again. Whitby had made sure of it. He paid Magnus handsomely to leave, with an allowance forthcoming as long as he remained in America. Magnus knew that if he ever returned, the payments would cease. But he was here now, wasn't he? Here on English soil, opening old wounds and causing Annabelle to question whether he had ever really been gone, because the scars he had left were still etched sorely on her heart. Forcing herself not to let those thoughts distract her further, because she wanted this painting finished, she assessed and appraised her work. It was nearly complete, but did not yet convey what she wished it to convey. Determined to get it right, she dipped her small flat bristle brush into the black paint and redefined the outline of the far side of the house. She tried to touch up the other side as well, then used her painting knife to delineate the lines she'd just added. Annabelle stepped back again to examine the subtle changes. She'd been working on this for what seemed like forever, and still she wasn't happy with it. It was dull. It evoked no emotion. Anyone could have painted it. Whitby would be just as well off with a photograph. Letting out a frustrated sigh, she set her palette down upon her paint-box and backed up against the tree once again. She continued to stare at the painting. What was wrong with it?